Winter can sure feel like a long season in Canada, but we do have a bit of a January thaw coming up in this national forecast. Can you guess where it might be? Remember that jet stream, the storm track, is the dividing line for milder and colder air. Milder, relatively speaking. I want to take you out to the east. We'll come back to temperatures in a second. Not all of the Great Lakes shoreline. We've had sea effect snow, lake effect snow creating whiteout. So that's kind of been the signature this weekend in many parts of eastern Canada. We still have snow squall watches for parts of Newfoundland, coastal areas, not including St. John's. Extreme cold warnings, coastal Labrador, northern Quebec, northern Ontario, southern Manitoba, and southern Saskatchewan as well. We are going to see some warmer air coming to the west. Warm front moving into the Maritimes Monday. Warmer air, well, relatively speaking. Much colder behind this low for Tuesday. It's going to be some snow across all four Atlantic provinces, and it'll be some rain as well, changing over to rain during the day for parts of the south shore of Nova Scotia. Snowfall amounts vary quite a bit. It will be a general 5 to 10 centimeters for many. Heavier amounts where we get that onshore wind enhancing the amount of snow. And I mentioned the cooler air coming Tuesday. Monday is fairly seasonal. Same trend for Ontario. Monday fairly seasonal. Tuesday, much colder air. Behind the low and accumulations, snowfall. Well, I want to show you the snowfall because it's a general 5 centimeters or less for many areas, but some areas have had these whiteout conditions around Georgian Bay and Lake Huron through the weekend. There are the temperatures on Monday and the drop by a good 10 degrees for Tuesday. So temperatures and conditions across the country. Your local forecast is coming up next. And after that, we'll take a look at the top 5. Golden, BC, I am just transfixed by that video. We've got such a gorgeous country. Great to have you with us. Time for the national forecast. We'll talk about who's got the gorgeous scenery, who's got the gorgeous weather. We've had some fog and showers in parts of BC today, but notice the jet stream going up, then coming down. Most of the rest of the country either well below normal or near normal. Southern Ontario near normal, but the cloud cover showing a low advancing. We'll go east in a second. First off, though, an overview where we're headed for the west coast. And clouds and a few showers. We've had a bit of that through the weekend. Generally a little brighter. Some of that fog will burn off. High pressure settles in. Mix of sun and cloud for the south, but the north remains unsettled. And we could see a few flurries in Edmonton come Tuesday. A look ahead, though, fairly quiet. And the bigger story will be the dry and warmer trend of air coming across the Rockies. Vancouver, probably the envy of many Canadians, with temperatures getting even a bit above average. Normal at this time of year, 6-7 degrees. Look at Edmonton. Normally closer to -10, above zero. That is the January thaw coming up. No real thaw for eastern Canada, though. The temperature contrast, we've had the temperatures rising through Sunday and Monday, early day, seasonal, and then colder air pushing south, plummeting temperatures. We'll see the winds pick up late Monday. We've got early day snowfall, less than 5 centimeters for many. It's a system that is going to be a real nuisance for a lot of commuters and drivers. A little bit of snow, southern Quebec, a bit more for the Atlantic provinces with an onshore flow, strong winds. And we've got lots of both here right now. Science and weather come together in the beautiful thing that is a weather forecast. Suzanne Leonard and the team here. Yes, I'm still just as excited as I am, as I was, 15 or so years ago when we first started having this conversation. Yeah, I know, I'm dating myself. It's great fun, though. And we've got weather that is bringing us still some chilly conditions. This week, the weather pattern, we've warmed up to normal in some areas. Crashing temperatures again, Ontario, Quebec, and the Atlantic provinces. I'll tell you more about the timing with your local forecast in just a moment. Alberta, I know it may seem surprising, but Edmonton is likely to be 0 for a high on Tuesday. We're going to be far below that as some cold air sweeps across northern Ontario, Quebec. Near normal temperatures tomorrow, along with the snowfall for the Maritimes. This low is coming from the south, so the wind arrows here showing that southwest flow, and then temperatures will start to crash down. Ottawa, 7-day outlook, daytime highs on the top. You should be -6, a very cold Tuesday, Wednesday. Halifax should be 0, well below average, coming up later this week. Now, we've got some very snowy conditions, of course, with obviously what you wear and how long you're outside. We've got these extreme cold warnings across northern Ontario, Labrador coast, southern Manitoba, Saskatchewan. -40 or 45, how it's feeling in those areas. Snow sweeping into southern Ontario from the south. That's less than 5 centimeters for most areas. Go back to the cold for just a second. Extreme wind chills, minus 40, how it's going to feel overnight and Monday morning, Saskatchewan and Manitoba. It is warming up in the west. Thanks for that report, Kasha. We all feel the cold, and those that are most vulnerable, of course, it has a huge impact. Good to see you on this Sunday overnight. We're looking at some pretty chilly conditions and wind chills. Look at Monday morning, feeling like minus 16 in St. John's, feeling close to minus 40, southern Saskatchewan and Manitoba. Calgary, cold, but you know, as our Mark Robinson and Mike Arsenault will tell us, there are different types of cold. Drive safe, guys. No big storms for you in Saskatchewan, but extreme cold warnings, Regina through Winnipeg. And with overnight, and you saw the morning temperatures and wind chills a moment ago, no wonder. Take a look at this beautiful sunrise, though. The fog at times. Thanks for that viewer video. Always good to see your part of the country. A bit more sunshine overall for BC, but not for the North Coast. Often these Pacific storms provide energy in abundance with heavy mountain snows. None of that Monday or Tuesday. In fact, we've got a pretty good long-range forecast coming up if you're ready for some dry weather. It's not till Thursday that we see the rain for Vancouver, and 0 for Edmonton on Tuesday. So a thaw is starting to take shape. Other parts of the country, we've got snow for southern Ontario through Atlantic Canada. Your local forecast has more of the cold. Some people find a way to have fun with it. Really cold conditions, certainly for that. And we've had an abundance of it across Canada. It's good to see you. Suzanne Leonard with the team here as we look at your work week. How is it going to be? Are we seeing a bit of a thaw? Temperatures have been extremely cold at times in all parts of the country. We've had a bit of a warm up Sunday in southern Ontario. No warm up yet for Manitoba. Regina, can you believe, close to 0 in the long range forecast because the weather pattern is starting to change up. The storm track still driving to the south, the jet stream, and that does a lot of different things. It's the dividing line. It shows us where we'll have cold and relatively milder air, but that cold air flows down out of the north. There's a low sitting across Hudson Bay that keeps reinforcing that cold flow, whereas we've got this Pacific air that keeps coming in across the west coast. British Columbia, seasonal temperatures increasingly sunny this week, and the pattern will bring temperatures near and then above 0 for Alberta. Starting Tuesday, your warm-up, and then Wednesday for Regina. And after wind chills in the minus 40 range, again, Sunday overnight for Regina, it's going to be a marked contrast. Wednesday temperatures, and look how that warming trend starts to take shape. Anything in light blue is close to 0. So into Edmonton, into Alberta, then into Saskatchewan. Southern Ontario, temperatures are about to dive, and in the Toronto region and Ottawa too. And then the wind chills made it feel like minus 20. It was quite a bit warmer on Sunday, just below 0, and then we'll be just below 0 for Monday. But that doesn't quite tell the whole story. We've got some snow that will slow down the morning commute, and watch what happens behind that low. Tuesday, temperatures drop by about another 10 degrees. So a look ahead. Coldest day of the week for southern Ontario, southern Quebec will certainly be on Tuesday, and some of that very chilly air makes its way into New Brunswick. Snowfall amounts will vary quite a bit. Have a look at your local forecast temperatures coming up in a moment, but the system will affect Toronto and Halifax, among others. Yeah, it really is a case of it's fine now, but later. You set it up beautifully for me, Chrissy. Here's the radar. Just a little bit of light snow. A few scattered flurries between the Golden Horseshoe and the south end of Georgian Bay right now. But this band is making its way up through London and Tillsonburg, heading up towards Dunnville, and then eventually Hamilton, Dundas, Burlington, Oakville, and on towards Oshawa through the overnight hours. Anything in blue is snowfall. So there's a good snapshot. Middle of the night tonight, we'll have snow up and down the 400, all across the 401. Big snow, Parry Sound, those big squalls this weekend, they'll be winding down. This is not big snow for the Monday morning commute, but it is big impact in terms of the number of people that will be affected, the cars on the road, the fact that we're all coming out of weekend mode, and experience has shown that it doesn't take all that much to really snarl things up. Less than 5 centimeters of snow for most of the south, more to the north and to the south, and that'll creep up towards the region of Niagara, and we'll see that coming up. -2 for tomorrow. Colder weather, that's ahead. Full hazards on. You heard about them this weekend? Complete whiteouts. A snow squall is essentially like a localized blizzard, and it was all around Parry Sound on Saturday. It moved a little north. Southwest wind helped to shift it, helped to bring us some milder temperatures. Still sitting at 0 in Markham, -1 at Pearson. The temperature contrast, well, we've got an interesting story coming up, and whether you will love it or loathe it. Really depends on your perspective. Winds coming out of the north. Look at the wind arrow switching around Monday afternoon. Temperatures are going to plummet for Tuesday. Yeah, those are forecast highs. Sorry about that. -2 today, -2 tomorrow. Close to it in terms of our daytime highs. Chrissy, it's all to do with the snowfall. This low pressure system comes in. I want to break down the snowfall for you in just a second. But Chrissy not only has weather expertise, but traffic expertise as well. And we find Chrissy Van down at Stony Creek. Now, watching the roads for us, Chrissy, you know, this is not going to be an epic amount of snow that's coming in tonight, tomorrow morning. Yeah, way down on Tuesday. I'll get to that in just a second. If you're just joining us, thanks to Chrissy for that update. Snow around Parry Sound, I mentioned. The system has reached London. Overnight tonight, the snow moves in. Anything in blue. Snowfall through the Monday morning commute. Ugh. Not the right setup, not what we want. Less than 5 centimeters most areas. St. Catharines, Vineland, down towards Fort Erie, likely to be 10 or maybe even a bit more. And as we look ahead, things are pretty calm after that low comes through, but that is Arctic high pressure. Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe a bit of a modification. We should be -2 this time of year. We were there or even a bit better today. There's tomorrow, temperatures dropping, colder air. But maybe next weekend, could that be a bit of a thaw? Warmer, but not warm enough to melt the big snowbanks that are in place in many of our snowbelt regions. Great to see you. You're in the right place to get your latest forecast. I was going to say the cool down and the warm up. My thumbs are going the wrong way. The cool down and the warm up and the snowfall. And this is all good and bad news depending on your perspective. Temperature perspective here, -20s right now, northern Ontario. Notice the way that the winds shift around to come out of the north. Well, that is going to cool us down. The low going by that ushers in the northerly winds is going to bring us some snow. And the cold air comes for Monday night. Oh, you can see those purples. And look at the highs for Tuesday. You remember Saturday? Remember how cold that felt? That's how it'll feel on Tuesday. We'll have winds out of the north. We'll have wind chills closer to -20 is how it'll feel. Getting closer to the Golden Horseshoe, but not here yet. This burst of snow, lake effect snow well to the north. The system is going to move in time for the morning commute. So we bring in our traffic and weather specialist, Chrissy Van, joining us now from Stony Creek. How's it looking so far? I wager to say no problems at 9:30 on a Sunday night. Slow, Chrissy. Interestingly enough, snow for Ontario, Quebec, and all the Atlantic provinces. The main snowfall is overnight through tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, the accumulations will lessen, will taper off to flurries, and it's later in the afternoon you'll really start to feel the colder air and get those northerly winds. Less than 5 centimeters in the forecast. Heavier amounts, more like 5 to 10 down through the Niagara region. A look ahead shows a drier, warmer trend as we go towards next weekend, but a very cold Tuesday. Coming up.
The fact that our temperatures, unfortunately, are going to be diving again. And as you can tell, I'm none too thrilled about that.
You are dressed accordingly, though. Thanks, Chrissy. Big hat, big coat. Bring all those out of the rear of the closet, or maybe not even the rear. Maybe you've just pushed it, one jacket back. -1 in Toronto now. Yeah, a bit warmer. London's got a decent band coming through. -24. In Regina right now. Skies are clear. That's Arctic air, and it's coming our way. It's in northern Ontario. The winds will come out of the north, not Monday morning, but Monday afternoon, evening. Snowfall accumulations easing up through the afternoon, evening, overnight. Temperatures will drop. Wind will pick up later in the day. Up to 5 centimeters of snow in the forecast for the Niagara region, Lake Erie. It is going to be closer to 10. Take it easy out there. And, of course, don't forget, you are our eyes and ears in the field. Send us your photos and video.